It's me. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in tonight to session 35 podcast. This is I'm by myself. I don't have my gang with me today. So I got some different ladies here with us. So thank you ladies for joining us today for Autism Awareness Month. So I'm gonna go into some introductions and let's get started. I'm gonna go into it. Kendria, you go ahead and introduce yourself, Kendria.
Oh, hello, everybody. My name is Kendria. I am a mother of 7. Out of the 7, 4 of them are autistic. So I've been in the autism world for a little bit, and I'm always learning something different. So here we are.
All right, Brianna.
No, Brianna.
Brianna, why did I do that?
Just say Bri.
Why did I do that?
Just say Bri.
Brianna,
Because
I know that.
It's spelled like that. My mom.
I should never look down.
Yeah.
Been saying it right this whole time.
My name is Brianna. I have a child, a son. He is 5 years old. He's on the autism spectrum. He was diagnosed at the age of 2. So I created a resource parent guidebook for families to empower them, to educate them, and to help them along their journey.
All right. And then we got somebody tuning in virtually from Ohio. Dakota, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dakota. I'm an intervention specialist, which is pretty much just a special education teacher. So I teach kids with autism. Yeah, that's my job.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for about 6 years, about 6.5 working with autism, but 6 actual years teaching them.
Okay. All right.
I got a question for her.
I know that's right. We got a bunch of questions for you. Man, we got a bunch of questions coming. All right. So forgive me if y'all see me constantly looking down. I've been hosting this podcast about a year now, and I'm still nervous. So I always have notes. So forgive me if I'm looking down. Mind your business. I'm reading.
Me too.
What you gotta do?
So we are not licensed professionals, except Dakota. You know, she's licensed.
Okay.
But we're certified.
Right.
Okay, really?
We are certified. So we're here tonight to talk a little bit about our journeys with autism. We all have journeys with autism, just in a different lens, different way. So we want to bring some awareness. We want to share some information and just bring some insights on how you can look into our journey and support us along the way. And those of you who don't know, most of you do, textbook term for it, autism is just a neurodevelopmental condition with some difficulties in social interaction, communication, some behavior, and other little things. So ladies, let's give a little bit quick introduction on how autism came into your life. Coda.
All right. Well, fresh out of grad school, I went to substitute teach at one of the schools in my city, and there they had, I want to say like 4 autism classrooms, and like that following year, they had an autism opening for an actual teacher position, and I jumped right on it because I fell in love with those classrooms that were there when I was substituting.
So. Immediately, like just the year after you said?
Okay, so I started subbing in like a January, and then that August they opened up a new classroom at a different building, and I immediately applied.
See, and then that's good because you're fresh out of school, so something is already in your spirit to make you want to just jump and go there. Most people wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh no!
Yeah. I don't think I would, and I got a kid.
See, I mean, we see it totally different
because you don't have any children at all.
I do not have any kids.
So that's why.
No.
She got a different patience for them.
It's something in
well, I will say I've always wanted to teach. I just didn't know what I wanted to teach. When I first started, I wanted to be a high school math teacher. But undergrad, that just didn't go my way. I learned math is hard. It was just a no. Then I ended up going into deaf and hard of hearing. But because I couldn't make it to my field placement, I didn't actually get to graduate with anything. So I just knew I wanted to teach special ed once I did undergrad. And honestly, my path literally led me to where I am, and I love every moment of it.
Oh,
That's
see,
good.
we
That's
love
how
you.
we think.
We love you for
Yeah.
that.
Brianna, you
How
want to
did
start with
autism
me?
come into your life? Like, how did
um,
it happen?
how did it happen? I had my first child. Um, about autism at the time. um, Everything was just like so new to me, but I noticed like him not responding sometimes to his name. His food aversions they changed because at first he was eating like peas and stuff like that, regular stuff, and then he started to eat different things. Other than that, nuggets, pizza, stuff like that. Um, I noticed his focus wasn't he wasn't really like paying attention for real. Like if I call his name or if I'm doing certain things. And I kind of noticed that right at the age of 2, like
Mm.
maybe like a week or 2 after he had his shots or whatever. Um, so that's how everything started, and I just kind of like went from there.
I find that so crazy that we all
Yeah.
feel that way after
hmm
two, then things change. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Because I document everything. I literally have every photo, videos, everything is in my phone. So I will go back often and just look at the things that he used to be doing, like just trying to see like if I see any signs before then, but
Mm-hmm.
nope.
Wow.
So
Kendra, how was autism introduced to your life?
Ooh.
Because you said you
So
got 4 awesome babies.
yes, I have 7 altogether. So my 15, hold on, I'm gonna mess it up. 16, 13, and 11-year-old. They are the normal ones. And then I have my 6, 5, 4, and 2-year-old who have all been diagnosed with being on the spectrum. Being introduced to it was kind of weird. I seen the milestones, but I had a gap. My son, it was like a 5-year gap. So I was just
Mm-hmm.
thinking, oh, these the new babies, you know how they
Mm-hmm.
say. So, like he was walking, but he wasn't talking. And then, the no eye contact was what like really threw me for a loop. And I took him to the doctors, and he was behind on his vaccinations. And I, like she said, I have, documentation, camera video stuff of like him acting normal per se. Literally, they gave him 5 vaccinations, and the next day he was no longer my same baby.
mm,
Yeah, so but I mean, I'm not to say that it's how
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
but I just when it was
Yeah.
just a
It's
big
your story.
difference.
yeah.
Yep, and then the doctor had confirmed it, so we went through with that. And then my 4, then I had my daughter. She was okay. They would consider her kind of borderline, but when they all are considered nonverbal. So I have my own spiel with that. It's just a big spectrum at the house because having 4 of them and none of them are the same at all.
Mhm.
So it's really like trying to battle night and day and then going with all the rest of the children. So, but I'm in it to win it.
Oh
That's why
man.
I'm dad, but here I am.
Ain't we sad?
Okay.
I know that's got to be a lot though,
I know.
Oh
because
yeah,
dealing with one is already like
girl.
so
Oh my
much.
god.
Hmm.
But 4, I couldn't. You are
That's
a
why I
strong
was so
person.
like drawn into her. Like I
Yes.
think the year I met you was that last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, for myself, because I'm talking like my listeners all know me, they do
Mhm.
not. So, for myself, autism was introduced to me when my son turned 2.
Mhm.
He was almost 2. He was doing things. He wasn't looking at nobody else besides maybe me, and
Mhm.
that was rare. Barely ever looking at me. He would. He was no words at all, no verbal, nonverbal, and the food aversions.
Mhm.
He played by himself. Other
Mhm.
people just were non-existent to him.
Mhm.
So I started, and I didn't know anything about autism, but I had started Googling one day about everything he was going through, and that word just kept popping up. So a friend of mine had mentioned it to me, and I was not mad, but I was like, "Shut up," because I've been
Mhm.
trying to avoid
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah.
just give me a minute, and
Well, Google when you Google stuff,
it makes you
it make
crazy.
yeah. Google has so much stuff. It will
It will
literally
literally make you
yeah. It
crazy.
will.
So I took him to be checked out, and he was tested, and of course he was diagnosed with autism. So that was my first interaction with autism. Of course, I put him in the ABA, every service thing that I can think of, and homeboy became verbal right before 4. Now you can't get him shut up.
That's good.
So another part of autism, that's why when you was speaking about how they're all so different, in 2024, my then 2-year-old was diagnosed with autism.
Mm.
So now I have 2 babies on the spectrum. And that was very challenging because and I always tell people, and I have no problem with speaking my journey, my testimony. I was very upset with God at that year, 2024. I was very upset. Like, you gave me one. Why would you give me another one? Why? Come on. Like, oh my God. And then she's so different from him. And that's when I was more, I mean, I knew all autistic children were their own way, but now I'm living it. They are totally different from each other. Even though she do a lot of the things that he did, she's angry. She's really aggressive. She elopes. Like, she do things that he just didn't do. He definitely needs to stand right by you. And I think for him, he's more on the social side of it and a little bit of communication, the attention and all that stuff. Homegirl does what she wants. But that's how I was introduced to autism. Yeah. So I know people who don't live this journey often have a hard time understanding it, even if we verbally explain it. They would never understand it. And you know what? That's okay. I'm not here and I'm not expecting for anybody to put their feet into my shoes. But I think we're all just looking for some understanding. Like, you don't have to actually know exactly what it is, but some understanding and no judgment. And know what you think it is. And you have to actually live it to, come and do whatever. But what's a today struggle of yours dealing with autism on the spectrum? I always talk about my today struggle with on the spectrum would be having family outings. Is just now that I call her homegirl. So now that homegirl is here, baby, just cut dinners out. There's no going out to eat. There's no hanging out in public, barely visiting, because it's such a lot. The stimming, the outbursts, the screaming, the crying, and it turns family outings is something that we could be bonding. It turns into some more stress, and then you hate to keep them inside because I definitely don't want to do that. But I think we have to just be careful just be mindful of where we are in that moment, because I would never not include you and never take her any places, but you also got to make sure you are okay before you go do stuff like that. Because I remember struggling a day and I was just not okay that day, and we went out to eat. That was the worst day because now I'm stressed, I'm yelling, let's go. Let's just get the food, let's go. So
babies can feel it too.
And they can feel it. So that's what our struggle is currently in the house. So what is the today's struggle of yours, Kendria?
I would just say right now, I think my biggest struggle is support. Whether near or far, whether small or big, just having somebody there, and not necessarily just on the spectrum, just to let somebody know that you are there. Just having being a parent is a lot. It is so a lot. And then when life changes and it keeps changing, you need somebody right there like, hey, I see you, God never puts nothing on us that we can't bear. But sometimes just to have that physical person right there, I can't give you nothing. Your kids is a bit much, but here goes something, a little goes a long way. So I think that right now my daily struggle will probably be support. Just somebody there.
Yeah. What about you?
Mine will be really, I'm just waiting till the day that my son just physically, he talks, he says, stuff here and there. Most of the time I prompt him to talk, like say hi, say bye. But most of the time he just like repeats what he hears me say, or repeats his shows and stuff like that. I'm just waiting for that moment for him to just finally just talk like, hey, Brim, how was school today? It was good, just like a regular conversation. I'm just waiting for that moment. So trying to get him to just talk is real challenging.
And I remember that feeling because now I'm living it again because now homegirl don't talk. Right. But I remember that feeling, my son not talking. I'm like, just talk, baby. I'm not saying take your time, but they talk. When they talk, they won't shut up. They won't shut up.
Because I remember him not saying nothing at all. So just for him to say like certain things, like, it feels so good. But I just can't wait till he get to that point where he can.
You're gonna love it though.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. And I know they say like once your kids start talking, you want them to shut up. I'm just so here.
I let him, but he just go. I don't even half the time I ain't
Yeah.
listening. He just be
Yeah.
going. So they do. They don't stop. And my son, when he first started talking in the beginning, I didn't even know he was speaking Spanish. His
Mhm.
first words in Spanish, I had no idea. Long story short, I was in Walmart and he was just speaking in Spanish.
That's that
And this
YouTube.
man, yes, he was watching. He liked that. He would go to the TV and turn it in Spanish,
My
which
son,
is crazy.
my son
And he was
too.
like 3. I'm like,
Or
what are you
Arabic
doing?
or Chinese.
Yeah.
And I be
And
telling him
what's
like,
the other
no,
one?
English.
Yeah.
Put it on English. And he know what I'm saying, so he'll put it on English. And he'll turn it back and I'll be like, Brand, put it
But it
on
on
English.
English. That
Because
was
if you get
doing
to talking
that.
that stuff, I'm really not gonna know what you're talking about.
Girl.
And my son now is still currently he's so interested in other languages like now.
Yep.
And I remember him being 3 speaking in Spanish. I didn't know he was speaking in Spanish. And the man at Walmart was just like, don't y'all speak in Spanish? I'm like, I don't know. Tell me.
But that's common
What is
though.
he
That's
saying?
common with
They
kids on the spectrum. They
do.
do that.
That's
And
funny.
then everything that he watches, I put subtitles on. So that's how I
Ah,
know now. I know he know how to read.
that's funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
he
That's
know how to
funny.
read.
Okay, Coda. What is your approach to working with families in an intervention setting? Or just
Open. I think that I try to be as realistic as possible.
yeah.
Only because like everybody has different expectations as far as what they think their kids should be doing. Some are very, in my own opinion, overbearing and kind of just sheltering the kid. And it's just, I try to just be as open and understanding as possible. I hear what they are saying. However, I know, or at least in my opinion, I think that there is nothing wrong with these kids. Absolutely nothing. Do they learn differently? Absolutely. Do they not do what other kids do? Absolutely. But wrong? No.
Absolutely.
So when anytime parents come and talk to me about something, I try to keep an open mind, listen to them as much as possible, and just try to kind of walk them through my thought process and hearing them out, just so that we can always just back and forth communication, always. Because I don't think either one of us are technically wrong, because this is kind of new.
Yeah.
And especially for a lot of these parents, this might be their first kid. It's new. We don't know. And with each kid being so different, it is definitely a journey of figuring it out together. So
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that's kind of like what I'm going for. With no one's familiar with this yet, 273 network. It's just something I'm creating where I want to bring specialists and the parents together, because it's info for info. You need us, we need you. I want specialists that actually care about the parents' opinions. Not, now you know how you go to a certain place, you take your kids in there, they just like, we got this, we know what we're doing. We know we both got this. We both know what we're doing. Let's work together. You may know more than I do, and I may know something that you didn't know.
That's kind of like
so let's bring it together.
That's kind of like my son's teacher. She's kind of like arrogant or whatever. And I kind of, in my eyes, I just seen that she probably thought that I was like a kid, or like I don't know, I'm grown.
Like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, so I know what I'm talking about, and I know my child. So like it's certain things that she would say, and I'd be like, no, like he playing y'all. He don't do that at home. So I went to a meeting before with him, and it was his IEP meeting, and I was telling him to do certain things, and they was just looking at me like, wow, like he listening to you. I said, yeah, because I don't play all that baby and all that. Yeah, he on the spectrum, but I treat him just as a normal child. Like they was just so amazed that he was listening to me.
I love
it. Why the specialist parent.
I said, when he play y'all. He play y'all.
I will 100% agree, only because it's very true. The kid you have at home versus the child that is at school, two completely different people. And the students that I have now, I've had a majority of them for 3 years. And at this point, because what's it called? Classroom assistants, the teacher's aide. Paras. So that's what we used to do. So the paras is like a revolving door in our district, because pay sucks. But it's a revolving door. So anytime somebody come in, the first thing I tell them is, don't let them fool you. They're more than capable. Because I swear, everybody, substitute, encore teachers, anybody that's not familiar with our friends, they say, oh, they can do that. I'm like, all of them can read. All of them know how to count. Don't just sit there and try to color with them. No, have some higher expectations. It's not right for y'all to keep putting these kids in the box. And you do need to be firm, because if they know they can get over, Oh,
Yeah,
I
it is.
have.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
even think it's just kids on the spectrum though, because
Oh,
it's
It's all kids.
I used to be like that. I used to, we all probably did like that. Like
And
go
that's
to
how you know
school.
it's not just
it's
it's all kids
Yeah,
gonna
it's
push the
all
envelope.
kids.
We all
Yeah,
gonna push
I
it.
mean,
especially
that's what
and like she
children are
said,
supposed to do.
if you can get away with it, you
Why
gonna
not?
take it far.
and
And
that's everybody.
take it far. So I see a lot of me and him, and I just be like, Lord,
Oh, I was
what
just
did I
talking
get
about the other
myself
day.
into? I
I
was bad.
was talking about the other day. I was like, I'm on the spectrum. I'm over here rocking.
Listen,
Jesus.
9 times out of 10,
So
you'll
some that's
see
how
and
we on
find
there,
out.
huh?
Okay, you got some one of them.
But I like when you said like whatever both of y'all said. That's my whole point of making sure the specialist and the parent like make it a village. It's our village as special needs parents has gotten very slim.
Mhm.
It's like once you announce it, your village disappears.
Mhm.
Even if you never even had it, the ones that could have been a village disappear.
Right.
So that's what I really want to just create. Um, in today's time, we find that we have to make your family. You create your family, right? You create who's supporting you and who's going to be there for you and your children, and just for you in general. So that's what I am very interested in doing. So, how is your village? Like, I know it takes a village to raise any kid. It takes a village to create all of that. But how is just your village today?
My village is pretty good. Although my son father has passed, he passed at when Brian was 2, so that was like a big thing, and it still is kind of like a big thing for me. But overall, I have a lot of more support. My mom, my dad, my grandma, his grandma, bonus grandmas, like
Wow.
everybody. They help, especially when it comes to me like working, or if I got to do something. I have
That's a
them.
blessing.
Yeah,
That
I
is a
had them as
blessing.
my support babysitters and stuff. Is always on deck. So, and I thank God for that. Because at first I was just trying to figure out like, okay, how I'm gonna do this for real. Like, I know that on my side I got all my family, but on his dad's side is really, and his mom is older. He was the only child, so it's like
Oh
he don't have no
wow.
aunties, no uncles, no on his side of the family. So just like everything would really just
Really falls
fall
on
on
yours.
on my side. So, but overall, my support system is pretty good.
My mom is
Yeah.
my biggest support system. That's gonna be homegirl got it down.
Mhm.
Okay. She will call me like, I need you to pick the kids up from school. Like, I was gonna do that. They're mine. Like,
Mhm.
I got
That's what's
this.
up.
That's a
But
blessing
that's
for
my
real.
support. My
My mom
mama.
probably would be like that too if I didn't stay so far. Everybody always complain about me staying so far. So everybody stay in Detroit and I stay in Canton. So
See,
they're
that's
like,
how
you
it
stay
was.
too
I
far,
stayed
you
in
stay too
Taylor, and
far.
everybody was
Yeah.
far east.
I mean, but it
If you
get
come this
done.
way, they probably still ain't gonna be there.
Yeah.
That's happened to me.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No, they good though. I
that's a
rotate him.
blessing.
Yeah.
How's your support, Kendria?
Um, I, you
Yes,
know,
I mean
um,
your village.
my village is non-existent right now. We're going through some changes, but physically it's not here. But I know God is with me, and if hadn't been for Him,
Mm.
I wouldn't even be here.
Hmm.
My husband just passed away. I wasn't just no baby mama with 7 kids out here. No,
Yes,
No,
a
that's
whole
right.
husband.
you
Say
know what I'm saying. I
Period.
had a whole
that.
husband, been
With her
together for
babies.
16 years. Passed away in my arms last September. So, um, we moved here like maybe 3 years ago for a new start because I'm from Lansing, Michigan. All of my family passed, my mom, my grandmother, all of that. So I came here to start a new life.
Mm.
And we started that nonprofit bar, Bridging Autism Resources, just to get families together with autism. In August, we had a meet and greet. And literally after the meet and greet, just life just went from downhill. Furnace went out. Landlord left me, just we became homeless. Then he passed away, just everything. But as far as my village, um, my friend from Bar, she's been with me, as far as, calling me, making sure I'm okay. But um, no babysitters, no nothing I don't really have, but I'm okay. Um, God with me. So I know we're gonna be okay. This too shall pass. And it's just another test that we gotta go through.
Mhm.
And I gotta be the one to tell somebody else about it. So we just gonna keep on walking. They
Yes.
coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Her story stuck out so much to me after
Mhm.
meeting her at the autism event that I was invited to. And I don't know why, and you was on my heart after that date for so long. And then when that happened, I was like, and you was on my heart that morning. And then I logged into Facebook and saw it. I'm like, oh my God, that's why you've been on my heart. Like, it shows that the support has to come. You know what I'm saying? Some type of support has to come. And I don't know what support I was looking for, but it felt like it was only for you. Like, I don't know what I was going to find. I said, I'm going to have to make millions because I need me a homegirl to be rich. Because the support has to come for you. And then when you told me you had your 4 babies that were on the spectrum, I saying, here I am. I was having a hard day in finding out that diagnosis for my daughter. And then when I saw you and then you was telling your story, I say, let me shut up.
Yeah.
And they tell you that, you always complain about your problems. Somebody else's problems could be worse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are strong. Like, oh my God, your
Yes,
aura
you
was just
definitely
all of that. It was so beautiful watching her. I'm like, why you here?
She's definitely strong.
Girl, go home. Go get some sleep. You want me to come over for you get some sleep? Because ain't no way.
It's a
I'm over there
party. It's
losing
a
it with the
party.
2. And you say you got the 4. And then when you lost your husband, my heart was just so torn up. So I'm so glad to see you after that. And you doing so good.
And then on top of that, just trying to like really like balance your life out, trying to maneuver, working, trying to work and take care of kids is hard. Like that's hard. You are really strong.
And that's, I'm telling you, my heart has been set. I don't know how. I was like, I just need to be rich so I can help her. Like, I know you can help in other ways, but when I say my soul only wants to send like some type of monetary help, like that's just where I really want to help because it was so much at one time for you. It was back to back to back. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was just a lot. It was a lot.
Mike Tyson tore my ear up. I was
Man.
gone. But it's only a
But you
test.
here.
I know, right?
He gave it to you.
Okay.
And you gotta
And
keep
I'm
going.
fighting.
Yeah, he gave it to you.
I'll be a bald-headed fighting heifer. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight to the death of me. That's all I know, You gotta keep on going. Ain't nothing gonna stop me.
I know I had saw something on social media and I thought I had it up, but I didn't. And we get our community, and I know it's other communities as well, but our community talks so down and so bad about autism. You see these crazy comments, you see people just, and I don't ever just look at it as like I want to go off on them at that moment. I just look at you like I'm saying I feel bad for you because it's a lot of ignorance.
You don't understand.
They don't get it. Why. And then what makes me so sad because people are very quick to claim depression. They quick to claim anxiety, ADHD, etc. But won't admit to go get help for their small ones who's struggling in certain areas. That kills me when I hear people like, oh my God, I've been depressed. I'm trying to go get some medication. But you got a little peanut right here struggling to read. He's not speaking or she's not doing this. And you won't even acknowledge that they need the help. And I that really just, I don't understand that. Why do you think people are so embarrassed when it comes to autism?
I don't even think it's, I would even consider it embarrassing. If you think about it back, I'm not that as my son would say, I'm older, but I'm only 38. But back when I was growing up in high school and middle school, it was either he's special, mental. So it's like really no barrier. You didn't get the help you needed. So it was swept under the rug. And a lot of our skin color, it was like, oh, you get Ritalin. No, he don't need to be on that. So it was a lot of negative that was shunned up on us as a child. So it was a lot of times like, no, my mama wouldn't let me make him take no Ritalin. So it's one of them, not embarrassing. It's just what you were taught. And then when you go against the grain, you sometimes got to go against family. So it's always like a battle between something, because why you give him that? Ain't nothing wrong with him. He gonna learn. Well, Mom, he's 6 years old. He's still not learning. There is a problem, so. I just think it's from lack of knowledge.
Yep, and I say this all the time. We the first generation who are breaking those curses.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be harder on us. We are making it much more easier for our children because we the ones first to have those conversations, willing to go get the help, seek therapy, all of that. So I agree.
And I know that we do that because we so stuck on their future. That's all I think about. Like, I don't want him to get teased. I don't want him, and I don't want him to be in special education class because I know how that go. Like, I know how that goes. So I'm just like, focused on.
And it goes both ways with that.
Yeah.
Because my son started in the special education classes when he was much younger. But he was switched to general ed at first, second grade because he was succeeding everything. He's extremely smart, but he's not, he doesn't social well, and his communication was totally different. So I I understand your side of it, but sometimes for me, I would prefer him to be in the special class because then everybody's in there that learns differently. He can be calm and learn how he wants to learn. And I think that comes a part of us wanting them to be not normal, but us wanting them to like socialize how other people do. But we got to really come to that realization that they don't socialize that way. They don't communicate that way. And I feel like I did that to my baby. He's in the regular class, but he stems a lot. And then you got other little kids who are considered normal, staring,
And
making
wondering what's
fun.
going on.
So it's kind of like, do I prefer him to be in the special need class where he's going to get the help he needs and be able to do how he wants to be? Or do I want you in this class where you got a bunch of mean kids bullying you, teasing you, and you can't be yourself? Because anytime he stems, somebody says something or does something, and now your feelings is hurt because I put you in this place. So I'm in that phase right now of what I want to do with him, and we came to the conclusion that he's going to be online school. Only because my son teaches himself. He extremely smart. Teacher ain't teaching him nothing.
But being online though, how do you feel about him and his social?
So that was one of my biggest concerns.
That's the biggest. I mean,
that was my biggest concern. So this one lady who's homeschooled, I reached out to her. I found how I found her, but she gave me, oh my God, she spoke some real life into me, and she gave me a nice little prayer. She was just asking me, what is your reasons on wanting to put him in online school? And I told her all my reasons. She was like, but you keep talking about social. She was like, if your biggest concern is his social, you thinking about it all wrong. She was like, I forgot. Oh, I wish I can read what she said and say how she said it. But she's like, you looking at it all wrong. You putting him in an environment that no one's going to, not saying that it will happen, but you got him in an environment that's already happening. And these kids don't like him. They're being mean to him. And you're so worried about him making friends that she's like, do you even talk to the friends you had in 5th grade? Talk to the friends you had in 8th grade. Like, you so worried about him being around these people that don't like him and is not going to help him, or teachers who's not even taking the time, because in general education class, the teacher does not have time to sit here, and it's just my opinion. They claim to do. And I called my son's teacher out on this a couple weeks ago, his IEP. You got 29 kids in here, and 13 of them got IEPs. So you're going to sit here and tell me that you, after you teach this class, you're going to walk around each person. All right, for you could do this. Okay, you learn this way. It's too much work for one person. No. They don't. You see what I'm saying? So I can't keep suggesting. And if I can't afford private school, I gotta do what's best for him. And for him, it's just not in his generation classes. So the social part of things, now because of the pandemic, they have so many options now for these online schools. The online kids, in the school that he will be going to this coming for 6th grade year, they do online class how they did in the pandemic. You see the kids on the screen, X, Y, Z. They still go to field trips. They meet up at rec centers. I would have him in after school, stuff like that. And, he'll be still social. And then I had to realize too, he don't like people anyway. Why am I trying to force him to be super social? You know what I mean? Like, he don't even like people. So as long as I'm giving him the opportunity to stay social, like I'm putting him in these clubs, the after school programs, the school that he goes to, they do the online in the class where they sit there and kick it. The parents actually meet up on certain days for the kids to hang out. That's all he needs, and that's all he probably will want. He'll probably be upset that I'm doing that, but I have to do that so he can still maintain that socialization. You know, I can't just not do it.
So what do you think about, like, just him when he gets older? Like, that might be a problem with him, far as being social. Like, don't want to be around nobody, don't want to meet nobody, don't want to, like, he don't think about that. I mean,
I do,
even though
but I just want to overly do it.
Yeah, we're not even supposed to be thinking about that far, but
I do.
It's a habit.
I do, and I think that's what held me back so long from even making this step. But I think now, because he's so smart, I'm not worried about him academically at all. Right? Once he get the right teacher and the people who's gonna pour into him, and the online school, he gets the chance to have one-on-one now. You know, you don't get that until you're in some private schools. So now you get the chance to have a one-on-one with a teacher. I love it. So long as, I think for me, I'm just gonna go overboard with the social stuff. I'm gonna overboard, take him out.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because we know MJ don't like nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not drown him, but I definitely want to make sure he's not just sitting on the computer.
Yeah.
Just not this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want him just only doing that Monday through Friday. So like, I know we already got a schedule almost prepared. On Mondays, he goes to the library. We go to the library. They have a whole group online kids come there to the library, and they going for like an hour. All right, that'd be something he do. His dad is planning on being a baseball coach this summer, so he'll be working with him on the team. He probably won't be on the team because he ain't for that. But we'll push you a little bit to see what happens. But we won't put him on the team and like that. So just at least twice out the week, he'll be doing something social.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
and in the classroom, I mean, I gotta think about it too, because if you're in the classroom, if you're sitting by yourself the whole time, what socialization is he
Yeah.
getting? If you're sitting at the table by yourself, no kids are talking to you, you don't talk to them, they think you
Yeah. So
weird.
that is.
I'm harming him more than doing
Yeah.
anything
You're
helpful.
right. You are. Yep.
Yes.
So
And
that
that's
is
like
good for him.
my 6-year-old too, because that's what I'm having a hard time. With ABA, the waiting list is ridiculous. You
It's
Mm.
can never.
crazy.
Even
Um,
in Ohio.
now he is. I'm so scared. That's the most. That's out of the four. That's the most my most severe, because he's nonverbal. He's elopement risk. He likes to be by himself. Don't bother him. Don't touch him. Like he's very just strict to himself. And when he was going to ABA for a minute, like if they make him do something, he gets in his face, their face, and he's a spitter sometimes.
Hmm.
Mm.
I
And
remember you
it's
told me
yeah. So
that my baby a biter.
yeah, my 2-year-old is the biter, but it's a problem because when I go into ABA, they have the little COVID shields on, like in my baby, like the hazmat suit. I
Mm.
had to take them out of there. Like it was, I understand, but you gotta work. Like this is what
You in
you
this
signed the
field.
job
Yeah. You in
exactly,
this field, so you should.
and
It's
that's
your
what I'm
part.
having a
Yep.
problem with, as far as the autism community, because we don't have any support system. Like right now, I have four. They're not in ABA. They're not gaining nothing. I could teach this one, but all four of them are different.
Mhm.
I have 24 hours in the day. Still
Mm.
got it because it's only me. I'm only one person trying to make it.
You gotta
Then they
cook.
want,
Gotta clean. Gotta.
yeah,
Yeah.
they want him to go to general education. If I do that, then I'm freaking out because he about to elope because he get out of my house at least 7 times, and I got 4 locks,
Yeah.
3. I'm just like that. Where do we go? Who do we talk to? And then they give you the runaround, and so I just want a space for him.
Yeah.
Like I want him to learn, but I know that he's never going to be normal or never going to fit in. As far, I ain't got no money for no private school, and even if I, and then they say with homeschool, if you have a special ed, for you to get that special education, you have to have a bachelor's. So where do I fit in? Because he's nonverbal. I know he's smart because he's Spider-Man. 3 o'clock in the morning. He on top of the refrigerator. He talk. He like it, but that's all. At 3. Quiet as a church in mouse. How you get up there with the Kool-Aid? So I mean, I know he's, but just to like pick his brain, I don't have that. But where do you go? Because I know if I bring you in there, you got even just 12 kids.
Yeah.
If my son see an escape, he going because there's too many people. It's too loud. You talking to her, but my son ain't looking at you. So now what?
That's why I wish those services, for people like us, those
Yeah.
services should come with peer when my child is this severe. They should just come with a peer. I shouldn't have to pay all this, man. How am I pay for this? You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I just feel like that type of stuff should
But
come
then a
with
lot of
with a
times
peer.
they parents is really just like straight out of high school.
I know.
They not even
Yeah.
they straight out of high school looking for a job.
I mean, you got to
with
think
a, with
about
a
it. They only
driver's
getting paid
license and a
$12.
diploma.
I was about to say bare minimum, not worth that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I understand when they had the hazmat. Like, I'm telling you what, I might have a reflex if you you spit.
Yeah.
Who is you?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
get it, but that's why I'm saying like there needs to be some kind of community because everybody ain't got it, but everybody needs somebody.
Mhm.
Just something like in the little group we in, there was a lady that said that like she just wanted to commit suicide so much every day because she was just saying it was just one of hers. And every time I would talk to her, like, girl, I'm telling you, I get it, I got it, I understand, but just keep fighting. She was like, yeah, every time I listen to you and you tell me about your four, it make me shut up, just like you said.
It
I'm
did.
like,
It
well,
shut me
whatever
up.
I gotta do, because it's not, I mean, there's days that are hard.
Mhm.
I mean, usually about 6 out of the 7.
7. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But them one days is good, or when my daughter say, "Mommy, I love you," or she say a new word. Nothing else matters.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because we, as autism mom, it don't matter. I'm in their world. I'm figuring them out. You don't have to communicate by talking to me. If we got to do flashcards, then we got to do sign language, because it no longer matters about this
It
world.
sure doesn't.
It's yours, and
It
we
sure
gonna figure it
doesn't.
out.
That's
So
right.
that's all you got. I mean,
That's right. My baby dragged me around the house all day. She's telling me something. She's showing me something.
Yep.
She'll throw me into that fridge. I'm like, okay, so come.
okay.
But you have an AAC device?
No. And I'm thinking about getting her one of those.
Get her one.
My son does.
I
See,
am.
that's the
My son
thing.
has one.
He
I
does
got
not
that
like
information in
it.
my book
I don't know
too.
if my baby will like it. I know she's gonna throw it. My
So-
son would have loved it. This
So
one, we'll see.
So at home, I'm usually at home. Like Brian goes and get what he wants, or he'll come tell me like drink, or whatever he wants. He'll tell me, or he'll go get it himself. So at home, he rarely uses his AAC device, but at school, they work with him on that constantly, every day, all day.
Do you
So
guys
some-
use those devices?
Absolutely.
They work good. They have literally everything that you can imagine. Anything.
I've seen a lot of
Microphone,
videos on
drinks,
TikTok about it.
cookies, whatever your child may want is in there. So all they got to do is just go to what they want. So I have a video on TikTok. I know you've seen it. With him, he wanted a cookie. I knew exactly what he wanted, but I wanted him to use that too. I wanted him to try to like get used to using it at home, even though I know what you want and you know what you want, but you still need to try to use this too. So I made him go. I got the device and I made him come over there and tell me exactly what he wanted. He went to I want a cookie.
They so smart.
And went right to the pantry and got what he wanted. But those work good. They work good. You just got to just make
we definitely gonna get one. I've been
yeah.
thinking about it.
It depends on the child, though. I will say that because not everybody does it.
And it don't hinder the child because I get a lot of questions. I got literally almost 10,000 comments under that post. Like every day I'm getting comments and questions, and a lot of people on there has been saying like, does it hinder your child? Like, no, it don't. It only helps them. He's not going to be he's not going to fall dependent on that AAC device, but it doesn't hinder them at all. It helps
he
them.
does, as long as he is able to some kind of way communicate to the normal, they say people, you know, whatever, however you need to. Because like for my son, we've been starting to do like little note cards. It has like juice or because the problem I was having when he was at ABA, they were saying that because I'm the mom, I already know what you want at 5 o'clock. I already know you want the juice, so
but you have to reinforce that, like you know it. Like I knew my son wanted those cookies. I said, I already know what you want, but you're gonna come here and tell me exactly what you want, and I made him do that, and it works.
But let me tell you something. I'm
gonna
them cookies. Too. We ain't gonna have no fallout, okay? Because you got 3 other ones. I'm gonna just give you that cookie.
I know. And sometimes it be like that though.
Tomorrow we gonna do the note cards because I'm gonna keep bringing the note card and while you eating them cookies.
And that's what I was saying. That stuff is, oh man, it's so hard to be consistent when, and especially in your case, it's so hard to be consistent when you got 4 of them. That's how I feel with 2, but they so far apart, so it's a little bit easier for me. But that's it's so hard
because my daughter is very, very independent. She's talking. My 5-year-old, she's talking. She's the mom. She does everything. But it's the only thing that I guess you kind of tell is like when you say no, it's a tantrum, and the tantrum gonna last whenever it lasts, or when it start lasting, then that's when they're gonna eat. But they feed off of each other too.
They do.
Oh my
God.
So
what she knows, like, because she's trying to be potty trained, she'll go to the bathroom, but now she knows, well, I could just pee in my diaper because I'm about to change all of them anyway. Exactly. And my son, the 6-year-old, he'll change it when he goes number 2. He'll come around and just stand in front of me and turn around and put his butt in his face. Oh, we're gonna learn today. Is that
this is what I need from you?
And at first I used to get mad, like, boy, if you don't get your
that's how he's communicating.
Exactly. And I got mad, but I'm like, you know what? Whatever it takes, I'm just get your stinky tail out my face. But we gonna work it out. And he do.
Coda, these babies, you running you in the classroom?
They think they're running me. I like to say you have to run it with a firm hand, a very firm hand.
You gotta be though. I'm like that too though.
Very.
The way she acted when my baby bit her, it was like it wouldn't phase her. I said, "Girl,
no, because once you react, they learn.
That's it."
So, like when it comes to like your kid who spits, I don't wear anything. I done got cough, snot, every throw. It don't really matter what, because once they learn, they gonna keep doing it. Like I have a child who, like, she'll make herself throw up. We not doing that. Go ahead, run to the trash. Actually throw up. But otherwise, it don't faze me because no, I'm not about to entertain none of this, especially since I've known you for all these years. No, not happening.
But see, and that's the problem that I'm having with him too, because he spits when he's happy. He spits when he's sad. He spits when you in his. It's like his spitting is his mechanism for telling.
That sounds more like a sensory type of thing. That's
everything. Yep.
But
that's she bites when she's happy. She bites when she's sad.
And for things like that, you can't really stop. You have to replace the behavior.
Gotta grow out of it. Gotta pray. Yeah, we gotta pray that on that.
I mean, but I take the spitting rather than the poop smear.
I'm tired of getting bitten.
I know, right? I'm fine.
I have both
pick
of
your
them.
battle. Pick your battle.
Biters, scratchers, all of the above.
The way he stands, he uses his chin. So like,
does he like
press? Oh, my baby do that.
So that's the only thing. That's the only thing that he do. So like, I know how it is, and I'm used to it. But I had to let his his teachers know, like, like sometimes he get excited or whatever the
My
case
son
might
used to
be.
do that.
He is going to grab you and try to shame you.
Mm-mm.
So like sometimes I would like put my fist up to him and just let him just, that pressure is just like, I guess it relieves him or something. But
Yep, it does.
that's pretty much the only thing that he do. But
Wow.
I feel like they had a problem with him doing that, and she had said some certain things, and I just was like, no, that's just how he do. Let him do it,
That's right.
or him trying
Right.
to do it to the kids. She was just like, that's not. I didn't know what to say.
I can understand with the other kids, but at the same time, let
You
him.
just gotta
Like,
find.
if I
Yeah.
can't go over and take my hand, I just go, okay, whatever you
Yeah,
need.
that's how I do. Like, okay, he's starting to grow out of it now. But at first it was just like heavy, like he was just
Yeah.
all the time, and I just like let him just here you go, like, and then
Mhm.
after that he'll be okay. But that's literally the only thing that he would do for his stimming.
I know we was talking about food aversions.
Ugh.
I know.
I thank
I
God.
love it.
Now, out of all four, I don't have no
That
problem.
I remember you
Oh
told
my
me
God.
that. That
They
is
got-
crazy.
That's good.
love
That's good.
You are
They
blessed
love
with that.
vegetables.
You are.
They
Wow.
will eat. They will. Now, I will say a lot of them will have, like, if we making tacos, they all got to be separate.
Mhm.
But other than that, I don't have it. Now, I do have one that wants something with ice, one and not with ice, one warm, but we going to work on that. But
they
as far as
eating.
food, just throw it to them.
Oh my God.
Yes, and I thank God for that.
And it's so crazy because it's a lot of things that we wish, like I wish.
Mm-hmm.
I
Did it be the
wish.
other one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
man, don't
My
I
daughter
can't
hasn't had
wait
food
to
and I don't
make-
know when.
Really?
The little one, she eats pretzels and animal crackers.
Nice.
Oh my
She doesn't have, and she was doing good at first. Well, not good, but she was stuck only on pizza, but it can only be the bread part.
Mm.
She was stuck only on pizza and garlic bread or whatever, and then she was stuck on bananas. Now, homegirl is only eating graham crackers, animal crackers, and what I just say, pretzels. I mean, I have not fed her like cooked food in months.
Yeah, that's the thing too. That's
Mhm.
another challenge for me.
I'm
too.
in Kroger's brand all the crackers. Give me these. I need
Okay,
these.
I know.
Like,
Call the stock.
I'm sorry. No, you can't have these graham crackers.
Exactly.
Like it's crazy. Like she
I go through
won't.
that too, but I'm glad because he started off not eating really nothing for real. So I am blessed that he is, maneuvering to different foods.
I want them
different
to eat a
foods.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
A lot of
Man.
times, but you got your kids is eating.
Like eat.
But like when I give like snacks, they won't eat snacks like that.
That's
Like
crazy.
I mean, they'll eat. Like for lunch. Like I don't have any like lunch
Oh,
go-tos
no.
or
Oh,
anything.
no.
Oh,
It's like
God.
My
that's
kid
That
my
is a
snack
problem
eater.
for me right now.
See?
My son,
Snack eater.
yeah, snack eater. The tiny won't eat pretzels, whatever. But my son,
Junk
whew,
food.
he's a character. You would have to meet him.
I can't wait.
He's one of
girl.
those
I
babies
love
that's
him.
gonna speak. He's that awesome baby that speaks his
Yes.
mind and tell you the truth.
And
Like
sure.
he's like, "Oh, mama, you don't look fat today."
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
Yup.
Wait a
Mommy, your
minute.
feet stink
Hey,
today.
his birthday?
Oh,
He's
mommy.
a Gemini.
Oh wow.
And I mean, he's gonna tell you. And I remember a lady was talking to him and her breast thing, and he was like, "Whoa." I was like, "Oh my God, run!" Like, shut up.
Oh
Like
my
he's
God.
But
very
that's
extremely
good, though.
honest.
You need to
Yeah, that
tell
is.
you.
That
Lord,
is.
The
but
Bible
he's
say,
like
tell
super
the truth.
honest,
Yeah,
and he
tell the
don't.
truth.
Okay.
See, he
shame the
only
devil.
eats certain things too. So he only eats hamburgers, pizza, spaghetti, and barbecue chicken. So taking it to school is like, who finna make this in the morning? So I gotta or nachos. So that's his 5 meals, right?
Ooh.
Nothing outside of that.
Mm.
So it's so hard making him lunch. So I made him. He had Subway today. He threw it away. And of course, he comes tell me anytime I give him food, it's poor people food. So if it's not burgers, pizza, and spaghetti, what are you poor today, mother?
Oh my goodness.
Like, what? You don't have any
Well,
money.
he talking, but
Listen.
hey,
He's so rude, y'all.
I'ma show
Y'all
him
have
a
to meet
poor
him another
people
day.
pizza.
That's
yes, I can't
Shoot.
wait.
he
You
called
gonna
my
get a
food
piece of garlic
poor.
bread?
If I cook food, he be you cooking poor food.
Mm-mm.
What's poor food?
Let me tell you
His
something.
mind, if it's not bought, it's poor food. If
Oh.
I'm cooking it, it's poor food. I don't know where he got it from.
Look at this rich people
It's
food.
an insult.
Rich people
Okay.
food.
I just want to see how he's gonna feel when he got to make his own money when he gets older. What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
Money on broke trees because he
Exactly.
thinks I don't know.
Have y'all seen the lady that's on Instagram and TikTok and stuff? She literally has to buy her son Popeyes every day. That's the
Every
only
day.
thing he eats.
I seriously saw
Popeyes
that.
every day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
I mean, but if you got
Every
to,
I know, right? Ain't that
every
something
day,
like, oh
you
my
know,
God?
Every
yeah.
day, Popeyes is high as hell. Every day,
But that's when you got
and
to.
on top of that, he
you
don't
gotta
even
keep
eat all the. He don't even eat the chicken. He only eat the skin.
Oh no,
So,
we about
I'm-
to
Sir.
taste test some
The
skin
skin?
now.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we ain't gonna. You gonna get
Every day.
a stomach to it. 'Cause let me tell you
But
what.
you gotta do what you gotta do. But every day though,
Close it
I
down.
will,
Take him
man,
to an abandoned
Pediasure.
Popeyes and tell them they are all closed down and see what
every
happens.
day.
Because they people think food aversions is not for real. Because
That
my
is-
baby started himself for 3 days because he didn't have. I was trying to be strict, because I know a lot of this have
Oh yeah.
a lot of good stuff they
Mhm.
talk about,
Mhm.
and I've been testing it out, and I really do believe in it a little bit.
I do too, but at the same
So
time, you
it's
still just gotta,
hard,
it's
right?
hard because you gotta get them their safe foods.
It
Whatever they
is.
eat. You
So
can't
I
starve them.
tried.
Everything
My baby
messed
starved
up.
himself for 2 days, and I
Mhm.
felt so bad. I was like, "No, here,
Go
nope,
ahead,
eat
yeah.
it. I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
know."
But the
So
doctor
we
say
just gotta keep trying.
the doctor
but
say as long as they eat, then they good.
that's
It's
what my
like,
doctor said.
keep
My
giving
baby
them
ain't
whatever
had
they
a
want.
vegetable, and I don't know when.
Yeah,
My
mine haven't
children
either.
just
But
be
I
gonna
do give
get
him
it.
B8 green juice, even though it's
My baby loves
concentrated.
smoothies, so I put stuff in
It's
there.
concentrated, but I didn't try to make him like a smoothie with kale, spinach, and stuff. He wasn't having it.
Like no,
And I didn't know if it was the color or if it was the taste or if it was the texture or what. But
Probably all of the above.
yeah,
And see, my thing is, none of my children they won't drink water to save their life.
Mm.
They have to have some kind of juice. They will not.
really.
And you
Not
talking about
cold
the
water?
spitter? No, unless it's my cold water. Unless it's my
They
cold
will.
water out the
They will
mug.
come drink your water though.
That's
But
it.
my son love water.
He will.
That's the only
they
thing we
will
drink in my
not-
house
That's the.
now.
I wish.
the
I
past couple
wish
years.
that has
Really?
been my
Mhm.
biggest
No juice,
thing.
no little apple juice,
Nope,
no
I don't buy
little orange
nothing.
juice.
Good
Only time I buy
God.
orange juice is if I happen to make breakfast. I like orange juice in my breakfast. So if I'm cooking breakfast, which is every couple weeks, I buy orange
What
juice.
made
But
you? What made
so
you
I
just,
went on a fast a couple years ago. I did the 10-day green smoothie fast.
You did it for yourself?
I did it for myself.
Don't
So
try to do that.
I didn't do that to them. I didn't. I did it for myself. But at the time, I mean, I never bought pop, but I always had bought a lot of juice. So at the time, I went and bought one of the little water dispensers, and I think the kids were just super excited about it. And I was on my water cleanse, and I was like, well, "I'm not gonna buy no juice to see what happens." And I literally just didn't do it. I told my husband, "No juice. We ain't gonna buy no juice for this week. Just see what happens." Nobody cared. Nobody said nothing. So my husband's the only one flipping.
But when you
It's
go
been
with stuff
6
without,
months, and he's like, "Come on, man, ain't no
Oh,
juice."
yeah,
Like,
right.
nah, we ain't going back. They never said nothing. We ain't gonna say nothing, and that's still to this day. I just don't buy no juice.
I mean, because whatever is not presented to you, you're not gonna
You're not
remember
gonna think
anyway.
they don't.
Whatever
they
you don't
ask.
have for 30 days is you're gonna
Let
forget
me
about
You're
it.
gonna forget
But
about
damn,
it.
no juice.
I ain't bought juice in years. Like I only if you see juice in my house, it's because
Soda,
I'm
no
having
apple
company.
juice.
Let
Nope.
me tell you.
If I buy juice, it's because I'm having company. I'm entertaining.
I'm coming over there because they gonna get some juice.
Okay.
I mean, they gonna get it if they go out. Maybe we
But
go out to
see-
dinner. My mama would probably definitely go. My mama giving it to
I
him,
know
but,
she giving.
mm-mm.
Randy
But that's
giving
my
the
thing
juice.
too. Like if I give him juice and I try to dilute it, my 6-year-old
Don't
he
know.
will spit it
Yeah.
out. He gonna purposely figure
Like,
it out, or
what's
try to
this?
give him some medicine. You gotta make sure.
Oh,
you
that
shake
ain't
the-
happening. I gotta choke.
Oh, I'm glad I don't got.
Yeah.
I'm past that phase.
My son, cool. That
Hey,
look.
look, I be asking my
Gotta
son
choke
like,
her
"What's
out.
this?" He be like, "Sick." I be like, "Yup," and he. But at first, I couldn't give him nothing.
That's
Spit it out
good.
and everything. But now he be like sick, or he'll come up to me and be like, "I'm sick," like sick.
Mm-mm.
My
I'm
son
like, "Boy,
do
you
it.
ain't sick. You ain't get no medicine."
See, I got my son now taking ginger shots.
Oh,
He don't like it. It's
I
not
was
a
about to
thing.
say.
We have a whole argument the whole day. Like, you gave me that stuff earlier. You trying to kill me?
What?
He's a character, y'all. Look at people in the comments. They love him because they think it's funny. He's the whole
Oh.
character. Coda, what's some strengths of yours that you use with these awesome babies? Like, what is some, I don't know, in your area? What's the strengths you say you have that's going to keep you doing
I feel like it always go back to the same thing.
what?
Let them be themselves. I
Mm.
feel like it's too often people are trying to change them. They always stop this. Why you let them do that? Because it's them. Is there a time and a place for everything? Sure. But sometimes, like, you'll walk into my classroom and you'll look around and be like, what is happening? But at the same time, they don't see what I see.
Absolutely.
If my kids are in the back play area, they are literally interacting with each other. They might see kids just playing for no reason. But to me,
It's a reason.
a couple years ago, they wasn't even interacting with each other.
Absolutely.
They're back in the classroom, running, playing, being a little rough because it's boys.
Mm.
I allow it. Let them be boys because this is a beautiful thing, watching them play together.
Yeah.
So
I cried the first time my baby played with a kid.
I
I get it.
I be on the flip side too.
Really?
And my mom and them be like, "Here, boy, here, boy." But I'm just like, so I know how they used to be with me. Like when my mom did my hair, she didn't want it to get messed up.
Mm.
She tied my hair down. She putting on. I'm fresh, putting brand new clothes on, brand new shoes. She
Can't
ain't want me
move.
to play. And I'm kind of like that too.
Oh,
Like when I do bring here,
No.
I put your scarf on.
Mm.
You
No.
jumping and bumping and doing this, and I'm kind of like that too. But they everything he a boy, just let him be a boy. My grandma, she said when he come over here, he do what he wanted, he do what he do, and I do what I do, and I don't care. I tuned it out. He a boy, let him do. But at home, I be like, Brad, sit down, don't do that. Get up. I don't know. It's just like I don't know.
But
he gonna give you a couple drinks and go and let him just act out.
Yeah.
It's a time and a place for everything. So
Yeah,
at grandma's house, let them do what they do.
Grandma gonna let them do whatever they want to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it works for them. And at your house,
move with his grandma.
Mhm.
Well, I don't need to be with her. Oh, because he said she's too old.
Oh.
And he said that in front of her face. You should see your
What?
auntie. My mom was standing right there. He was going to her house. I was like, why are you leaving me again? He was like, don't you see her? She's old. Someone has to take care of her.
How old is AJ?
He's 10. He'll be 11 in May.
Jesus.
And he's just pointing at her and she like, excuse me.
Mm.
Yeah, he's that person.
He gonna need security in a minute.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I know you said that's your only baby.
Yes,
And
only baby.
that's your
I don't
only
think I'm
baby.
having any more.
Yeah.
I think I'm straight.
Yeah, I would definitely be
I'm
straight.
straight.
I hear
I'm
you.
straight.
But I know your awesome babies have siblings not on the spectrum. How do they handle it? Because I know people never talk about the sibling, the
siblings.
sibling support or
my
the
son
sibling side of
my son
things. He got siblings.
Yeah, he got a 13-year-old brother, and he has what is he? He 5. He about to be 6. She 4.
Okay.
About to be 5. I think she just turned 5.
Okay.
I'm sorry if you're watching so, but she don't really like understand.
Yeah, 'cause she's so small.
Yeah, but her mom explains to him like like when she say like why is he doing this or why he's not talking or stuff like that, and we just kind of like tell her like what it is, and she still don't understand, but she don't treat him no different. They still play, they the same height.
Yeah, because they don't know to do that.
Yeah, they don't. She don't know, but she is like to this point where she's asking questions like, "Mommy, why he's not saying nothing?" or "Mommy, Bree, why he?" like stuff like that. And it's kind of like hard to explain, but we just try to tell her like, he's a little different, or he's learning how to communicate and stuff like
and
that.
I agree to explain those things early.
Yeah.
So they can
know.
So they can know early on. Don't wait till later to explain stuff like that.
Yeah.
How does your babies with their siblings? Like, how do you older babies support?
They are very good with them. I just think that they retire them, but who ain't?
Yeah.
Even if they wasn't autistic, you just get tired of going in your room, touching your stuff, So, but they are very good with them, as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I just know, like, okay, time to come upstairs with mommy.
Yeah, she tired of you.
They
The
older
boys,
though, right? They older, right?
my kids, they and they boys too, and like not even like I said with them being autistic, they are growing into themselves. So it's like I'm on the phone now. Here go my autistic son, my brother screaming, and I gotta explain that. I think in my children are kind of like, don't nobody need to know my business. Yeah, it's bad enough you already got all these kids, mom. Then I gotta tell my friend he autistic, so it'll be a problem.
I was thinking about that because I was like, something else I wanted us to like, special needs parents to like pay attention to. If you got more than one child, pay attention to them siblings too, because they're carrying a different type of load than we hear, and it's a little different. Yeah. And my oldest daughter is 17 now, and super, super, super awesome. And I'm like, I'm mourning the losing her as that kid version of her. It's so sad. She got the boyfriend, homegirl finna go to prom. It's just so different, and she's changing, and I'm so sad. Like, I'm so sad because I'm watching her turn into something totally different. But like, she's super, super supportive, and she's super up on them. And I'd be happy to give her a break because they cling to her a lot. Yeah. I'd be like, oh, no, she's tired of them. I can hear her. Get out. I'm like, oh, let me go get these babies. Because they cling to her a lot, especially that little tiny one. Now, my son, he does not really much interact. The two little ones, they're on the spectrum. They don't even like each other. Yeah. They don't interact with each other for real. They don't. Really? So recently, you have to catch it every now and then. Because I promise you, I got pictures in my phone, probably like 3, that you will catch them having a moment. I hurry up and get it on because nobody believe me. Like, they literally, they walk past you like strangers. You think they on the street just walking to the stop, like they just like strangers. And then I think it stems from my daughter because, like I said, she's a biter. She bit him a long time ago, and they don't forget nothing. No. He called her dangerous. He don't want to talk to her. He literally would say that. He'll sit there and he's so aware. He'll be on his phone and she'll come sit next to him, and he be. He gets up and go. He is out of there. He is not playing with her. He said she is dangerous. No, thank you. So they don't really interact.
That's a
at
big
all.
age gap too.
And it is. But him and my
is.
daughter are like this. But homegirl, he be, can you
Get
this little person you
your
got,
daughter,
get your child. He do not. And so I know we already talked about schooling. I was gonna ask
You
you.
must be feeling good.
Oh, see, I only stuttered a little
Yeah,
bit,
you
Sean.
good,
I
you
did
good.
good. So now I'm about to start stuttering because she just said
Right.
something.
Me-
So before we get up out of here, y'all see exactly before I know we finished. Okay, before we get up out of here,
I ain't got nothing to do.
I know. So before we leave, Coda, I know we all talk about. I know for me, a lot of people looked at my journey and my autism story like, oh, she ain't got that much going on, because on my Facebook, on my social media, I post a lot of the funny and good things that happens at home. I rarely ever post like
The real
stuff, the down stuff. And that's how I'm like, it's a good side and a bad side to that, because now you think I need no support, you think I need no help, and I'm struggling. Like I posted it, an hour later, I'm in tears, like I've lost it a couple of times. I remember calling my cousin. I remember I spoke to her probably when I first got the diagnosis. Corey, 2024 was a rough year, and it's still been rough, but that was a rough year. So Coda, I know you deal with these awesome babies all the time. Give us a laugh. What's a funny story that you've had?
I got a lot.
You got a million of them.
I don't know. I don't even know.
Funny.
I don't even off the top of my head. Well, I'm not good with memory. My memory sucks.
Oh my God.
It sucks.
It's happening to me now.
Did you work today?
Ever. See, what was it? Yesterday?
Did you work today?
Did you work today?
Oh, I work every day. I don't like to call off from work.
How
So
was today? How was today?
oh, it's testing season. So
Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But yesterday, randomly. So I have my classroom set up in centers. So at every center, they're doing something, except for the play center. They can go play, do whatever they want. I don't monitor it. It's literally your time for about 15 minutes. And as I'm working one-on-one with one of my students, we hear a word.
A cuss word.
Yes, ma'am. He said it twice. He said it out loud twice. So me and the parents, we look at each other like,
Like, what the heck?
Speech can sometimes be a little hard to understand. So we like, what he say? So I'm like, come here. And I'm like, what you say? What you just say? And he like, nothing. I didn't say it. That was he's blamed it on another student. I'm like, I know your voice. I'm like, you don't have to say it, write it. Because he one of the ones, he knows.
Oh my God, I did that.
I said write it. And he wrote it.
What did it say?
What was the word?
What was the word?
The B word.
The B word.
The B word. You call somebody the B word.
He was by himself in the area. I don't.
Oh my God.
So that means he heard somebody. He heard somebody say
Somebody said the
Yeah,
B word.
somebody.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna say because you comment, I'm about to comment on that B
please.
word.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't never know this story, but long story short, my son, I think he was probably like 7 when this happened. I don't use the B word often at home. You know, you got the normal cuss words,
If
the
he
shit,
said
the
it,
damn, the
you
F,
said
you know,
it.
little words, right? So he never heard the B word for real, but he played Roblox and they be saying it on
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So long story short, homeboy was gone with his dad and them to go get a pizza, and he kept asking me for Roblox cards, and I kept telling him to wait. He FaceTimed me from the car while they was getting pizza and was like, you told me you was gonna get the Roblox cards. And I was busy and I hung up on him. I was like, oh, get on my nerves, and I hung up, baby.
He called back and said,
This is
Girl,
y'all,
shut your mouth.
listen.
no,
He walked in
didn't.
the house. They came in with the pizza. He shoved the door open. This is him. You hung up on me. You. Oh. My daughter holding the pizza. My husband standing at the door, and I'm like,
Girl,
it was dead silence
my
for like
God.
30
It
seconds.
was
We all like
shocking.
this, and then he's not the bad kid at all, right? He hates to be bad. So homeboy was looking like he holding his finger still to me like this, but then after everybody sitting there quiet, he started looking around like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like,
You in trouble.
what I do? And I told him what he do. He was just his feelings was so hurt. He was sad for days. He didn't eat his pizza that night.
Really?
He was so sad. He was like, I didn't mean it. I didn't know. I'm like, oh, you know.
Right.
My daughter was like, so no whooping, no nothing.
Yeah.
If it was me.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, would've got a
That's
husband.
my
Right.
kid.
I know y'all, but I know we gotta go because I know we probably have a podcast right after us, and we are going over our time. I appreciate y'all for being here. I just want to say I thank you, ladies, for you little beautiful Black women, for being in the space that y'all in, standing in the gap, Coda, being in our school systems, because we need more of you.
Yes.
We need Timothy everywhere.
Bro.
And
You can work remote for me.
I know, right? Just thank y'all for being here. And then I didn't want to forget too. I wanted to speak real fast about this puzzle piece book that Brianna has written. If you are a new autism parent or just a parent looking for some resources, I promise you everything you need is in this book. And if you email me or message me or comment to me, I will purchase your book for you. I said one person. But I will purchase this book for you. You got 48 hours. I'm just kidding, but I am seriously. If I get whoever messaged me first and I find whoever got that message me first, I am purchasing this book. In 20 seconds, what can you tell us is in this book?
IEP meetings, special education, diets, food aversion, safe foods. How many seconds I got?
I know, 10.
Cruising with kiddos, traveling information,
A
sensory
lot.
sensitivities,
Get the
vitamins,
book. Get the
nutrition,
book.
vitamins, AAC
How much the book?
devices, behavior intervention plans, IEP accommodations and modification, why it
Everything for
matters.
autism.
It's your guide. It's your go-to.
It's everything.
It's the
everything.
Bible for
it's
the
a lot.
autism.
Every parent
Therapy
need it.
intervention.
BIBLE.
What to do after you get diagnosed.
Yes, all of it.
Evaluation steps.
And I will link those links in these comments too. If y'all ever go back and want to purchase this book,
And
it
I
is
have an
so
official
helpful.
website, too.
Tell your parents, the parents about it, Coda, when you in class, they can share it.
I was about to ask, where can I buy it? So
Yes.
I have an online. I have official website.
Yes, and
now.
I'm gonna put that in there too.
Everything is on my Instagram at puzzlepiece.partners. I have a Facebook, but I'm really like a Instagram girly, so everything is like on Instagram, but it's still on Facebook too. But everything can be found on Instagram.
And
in the
again,
bio.
so that first parent, hit me up. I got your book.
Hurry
up. So now this offer stands for 90 days.
Yep, and I also have t-shirts available too. Proud Autism Mom. And I have another one that says Someone I Love Has Autism. Those are $25. Those are also on the website as well.
So thank you, Kendria, for being with us. We love you. I love your story. You got a whole story to tell, and it's so worth listening to. Thank you, Brianna, for being in that gap and doing this for us, because there's so many of us that don't know it and we need it. And thank you again, Coda, for being here for us, because we need you again 100 times more. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, listening to us tonight. Please share this podcast, share it. Share this episode. There may be some information here and just some relaxation that a parent may need to hear our stories. So thank you for tuning in tonight. This is session 35, Crystal, and we are out.
We are out. Peace. Thank you.
Bye.